Hey there, I'm Joanne Kaminski, and I've made over $1 million tutoring, reading online, and even more importantly, I've helped thousands of tutors thrive with their tutoring businesses, doing what they love, even when the economy felt shaky. And today, I'm going to walk you through 12 powerful ways to build trust online, not just for people, but also for the AI platforms like ChatGPT, Google's AI overviews, Gemini, and Perplexity. Now, why does this matter? Because when people and AI trust you, you get found, you get hired, and yes, you get referred. And that is how you future proof your online tutoring business. And just so you know, that is exactly the kind of stuff that we go deep inside of in my paid community, the Insider Secrets Club 3.0 for online tutors. If this resonates with you, check out the link in my bio. And just for watching this video, if you decide to go with a full year, we'll get 3 months totally free, or pay just $50 a month, which honestly, you know what? It is cheaper than your weekly Starbucks run. So if you want more content like this, where you get to stay ahead of the curve, hit that subscription button, tap the notification bell, and let's make sure that your tutoring business is set up to grow no matter what the future throws your way. So we're going to dive right on in with number one, top ways to build trust online before people hire you. The first is through social proof. You want to show proof through your case studies. What are case studies? Case studies share specific examples of student growth, where a student was struggling and where you were able to take them. For example, you had a student who was struggling with letter sounds to reading nonfiction at grade level. You use before and after snapshots, video testimonials, or screenshots of progress. Of course, you always want to do this with permission. And you often write less in a narrative format that builds emotional connection and logical proof. Those case studies don't even have to be somebody who has given you a testimonial. I know sometimes these days it can feel like it's really hard to get those testimonials, but a case study is really that deep dive into the story of the student and their success. What were they struggling with? Why did they come to you for help? What was it like working with you? You get to go through all of those elements. What were the specific strategies that you put into place so that you could help them turn the corner and receive the success that you knew that they were capable of? You can tell that story without even having a testimonial in place, and they're really powerful. Number two is to use testimonials with specifics. Okay. So parents trust other parents. Highlight those specific quotes that really show the problem before and the solution that you provided and the results. The testimonials on your Google business profile, especially, are going to build credibility for both humans and answer engines. That's right, like ChatGPT and Perplexity. If you want a little hack about Google business profile, there is a tool called ElfSight, and you can automatically go to ElfSight, ELFSIGHT, and you can specifically get it to take those Google reviews and put them onto your website. That is more golden social proof than you just like adding somebody's picture and then putting the testimonial up there yourself. It is extra proof because you have it coming directly from Google. Don't be afraid to ask for these testimonials. When you ask the testimonials, I have 4 questions that you need to ask, and there's a link in the video if you want to go right to that video. I'll put a link so that you can go to that video and learn what those 4 questions are. Number 3 is be found in trusted places, okay? No matter where it is that you are showing on up, right? You want to specifically and consistently show up in Facebook groups, LinkedIn posts, your blog, YouTube, and think about other places where you can show on up as well, like different organizations that are for your professional development. Like I'm part of the International Dyslexia Association. I am also a member of the BBB, the Better Business Bureau. These are like trusted names and brands that really give you credibility for what it is that you are teaching. Next, make sure, this is number 4, make sure that you're sharing core content that solves real questions. So, blog posts or videos that answer frequently asked questions, places where you can debunk myths or walk through objections that show you're confident and transparent. These pieces are going to build trust because you're not selling, you're helping. And over time, this is going to make the obvious go-to person to go to because you know exactly what you're talking about and people trust you. But you're not speaking in a way that speaks above them. You're speaking to them like they're standing in front of you. You're not going to use all of that garbly gunk, right? All of the language we could be using. I could be talking about neural pathways. I could be talking about how we access Broca's area of our brain, right? We are not going to be using that kind of language. We're going to speak in a way when we share that content that says, look, I understand what your child is struggling with. I understand the questions that you have, and I can answer them in layman's terms. That's what people are looking for. Can you explain this in a way that I can understand it? Because I don't know about you, but when I've gone to the doctor and they tell me that I have hyperplasia, blah, blah, I've lost them. I'm trying to access that word. There's no background knowledge in that word. I can't repeat the word, right? I just ended it with blah, blah, blah because I can't even repeat it. And it doesn't do anybody good when they don't have any background knowledge in the words that you're using. So if they don't have background knowledge, you want to make sure that you create what we call a bridge, a kind of like bridge. A kind of like bridge is where you compare it to something that they do know or they do understand. And I talk about that kids at a certain age should be able to read at a certain level. It's expecting that because a kid is 18 years old, if they've never gotten their driver's license, they've never sat in the driver's seat of the car, that because they're 18, they should know how to drive. That's not the case. They have to go through the steps of actually going through that process. Their age doesn't determine what they should know. And that's what we do for kids when they are in school. We say, "Oh, you're in 5th grade. You should be reading at a 5th grade level." But they haven't had the instruction that they were supposed to have. It's like that kid that's 18 and hasn't had any classes or any instruction or any drive time, and now they're expected to just know how to drive, and they don't. That's a kind of like bridge. You compare it to something that they know so that they can connect to it and actually understand it. Number 5, this is for people. You want to show your credentials and experience without overloading. So mention what your credentials are. I'm a credentialed reading specialist. I've worked with kids with dyslexia. I have been trained in or in Gillingham. Whatever it is that is going to make you with proof, right? Don't just make stuff up. This is really important here. Being real or being authentic, and we're sharing what our experiences are, but we're keeping it conversational, right? And so this is really going to be important of not just listing your credentials, but sharing your credentials in story format so that it makes sense. So if you're writing a blog post about why do kids struggle so much with, let's say, phonics, you could put in then your experience and your credentials specifically for teaching phonics and how you know this information. Lastly, for people, number 6 is to create authentic, approachable videos. Do not aim for polished perfection. Here's why. With more and more of these AI videos coming on out, it seems like everything is like a studio polished video. You're taking a look at this video right now, totally not studio polished, edited, just for a way that can help you keep track of what it is that we're talking about, but it's not overly edited so that every 7 seconds there's some kind of other direction motion. Keep your eyes on the video. I really just want to share great authentic content, and you don't have to do that by having these overly produced and paying tons of money to somebody and outsourcing somebody else to do your video stuff for you. It's something that you can learn. It's something we focus on inside of our community so that you can get better at it. Now let's talk about 6 of the answer engines that are trustworthy. What are these answer engines? We no longer are in a search engine world anymore. We used to all go to Google, get our answer, boom, we're done. Now we have these LLMs, language learning models like ChatGPT, and people are going to these resources in order to find answers to the things that they're looking for, and you want to be quoted by them. So we have to prove our EAT. That is our experience, our expertise, our authority, and our trust. These are all going to be important. So we want to have a clear author identity. If you have a name where you have given yourself multiple different names on different platforms, that changes today. I want you to use one name and stick with it so people can find you. I want all of your social medias to have that name so people can find you. I want you to have one business name so people can find you. You want to list your name, you want to list your qualifications, your location, all of these kinds of things you want to list. And make sure on your website you have an about page on there. A website is going to be your front door to people online being able to find you. If you don't have a website yet, go to FullScope Freelancer. What you're going to find, I have become an affiliate partner with them. And FullScope Freelancer is absolutely incredible. What I've done is I've created a template for tutors so that they can have all of the basic information there, but it goes even further than that. It takes care of all of the things that these answer engines need in order to see you as a strong, reliable business. It's amazing. I have special pricing just for people who watch the content on my channel. You can go to the link and you can check it on out. They're typically $97 a month for anybody else who goes on in, starts researching them and finding them. But if you click on my link, you get it for $37 a month. You guys, it's absolutely incredible. It includes on there, listen to this, you not only get your website, which could cost $20, $30 a month, but you also get inside of there an email list, and you get the ability to connect your Google business profile right on in there. It's really your one-stop shop. You can also manage all of your clients, your payments, your scheduling, everything in one beautiful, convenient package without having to constantly buy this new tool to do this, buy that new tool to be able to do that. It's all in one to run your entire business. This makes it easier so you don't have to worry about where do I have to go for this? Awesome. Next up is you want to be able to have consistent content with searchable questions. So think about what types of questions are people really asking, right? Maybe somebody's wondering, what is summer reading lost? How do I know if my child has dyslexia? How do kids study for the SAT or the ACT, right? All of these are real questions that people are wondering. And if you don't know what they're wondering, you can always go to Reddit. Reddit has tons of questions about the specific area that you tutor, and you can get real ideas from there. By the way, the answer engines, they used Reddit to train them. So they see it as an authority source to understand people and all of this great stuff. You'll be able to go right to Reddit yourself and find out what are those questions. You also want to get reviews on reputable platforms, right? We talked about Google Business Profile, getting those reviews, not being scared to get those reviews and testimonials, and BBB. And also think about LinkedIn recommendations, because LinkedIn already has that built in as well. And if people type in your name and they're trying to do research on you, LinkedIn is one of the first sources that's going to come on up. Next is schema markup. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, okay, Joanne, you lost me. Schema markup. I have no idea what that is. Don't worry about it. If you end up going with a FullScope Freelancer, you will have it already taken care of for you, and you don't have to worry about schema markup. Schema markup is like an index where the robots and the LLMs, they can actually read the backside and understand the structure and format of your different blog posts and of your website. And then there's site maps and crawlable pages. That's number 5. You want to make sure that you have robots.txt. And if you don't know if you have that built into your website, all you have to do is type in your website .com/ and type in robots.txt txt. Once you do that, you'll get to see if the robots are already all set on your website. You can do the same thing to find out if you have a sitemap. Type in your website and end up writing sitemap.xml, and you can see if those are already in place for your business. And last are creating topical authority via content clusters. So when you are posting consistently around a theme, test taking, math anxiety, tutoring strategies, reading struggles, all of those things, it shows that you're not just an expert, but you're a go-to source. So when you are building trust online and with people, you want to make sure that humans feel safe reaching out to you because of how you show up, and that AI tools can refer to the content more often because it's easy to find, it's structured, and it's reliable. My name's Joanne Kaminski. I hope some of this was useful for you so that you can begin thinking about how you can build trust with those students. And again, if you are interested in joining us in our paid community, the Insider Secrets Club, we go through all of these things so that you don't have to get worried about what should I be focusing on now. We go through it as a community together to support you so that you can future proof your tutoring business.